Hello, it's Mr. Eason here, and you know what day it is if you know who I am. Today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all. And I'm very excited because today I'm bringing you a special math video based on Star Wars. So happy Star Wars Day, everybody. And I know that we're all trying to get ready for the K-Prep test, and I figured that I would do a couple of different math problems. It might be kind of fun and silly to kind of get our mind off of what K-Prep is all about. And we're going to do it to the theme of Star Wars. So, without any further anticipation, let's get started. Hopefully you know who this is. This is my good friend Chewbacca. And the first question that we're going to work on today is if Chewbacca is listed as 7 feet and 3 inches tall, we want to know how tall that is. So that means he is 7 feet and 3 inches. I want to know how many inches that is. So I'm going to give you a second to sit here and try to figure out how many inches that is. You can pause the video if you need. Okay, so the way we figure out how many inches that is we multiply our feet by 12 to turn them into inches, and then we have to add our 3. So we're going to do 12 times 7. Maybe a fact you know if you don't. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 times 7 plus 1 is 8. And then we also have this 3 inches, which we have to add on. So that means Chewbacca is 87 inches tall. That is huge. Huge. Now the next question is even better. If we know Chewbacca is 7'2", I said 7'2". I meant 7'3". If we know he's 7'3", and Mr. Eason is only 5'6", we're going to figure out how much taller Chewbacca would be than Mr. Eason. So, we already know Chewbacca is 87 inches tall. So we'll go ahead and write that one down right over here. Now, Mr. Eason is 5'6" tall, so we need to turn our feet into inches by 5 times 12. And hopefully we know that that is 60 inches. We also know that he is plus 6 more inches, so he is 66 inches tall, sometimes, maybe. And now the last thing we need to do is we need to subtract 87 minus 66. So we'll stack them up. And 7 minus 6 is 1. 8 minus 6 is 2. So Chewbacca is 21 inches taller than me. Almost 2 full feet. That's really tall. The next question we have is about this cute little guy right here named an Ewok. And this Ewok right here, his name is Wicket, by the way. But this Ewok right here weighs 50 kilograms. So, I want to know how many grams is that? How many grams is 50 kilograms? So, if you want to try it on your own, pause the video now, and then we will check our answer in just a second. Okay, so to turn our 50 kilograms into grams, all we have to remember is that there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. That kilo usually means 1,000. So all we have to do is 50 times 1,000. And that's a very simple math question to do. Because anything times 1 is itself. Anything times 10 is itself with a 1. So anything times 1,000 is itself with 3 zeros, extra zeros on it. So we'll have a 50. And then 3 extra zeros. So this guy weighs 50,000 grams. And now we have another question. This is going to be tricky. If anybody doesn't know, this is the scene where the Emperor is coming to the Death Star to check on the progress. And the entire space station, it looks like, is on alert, ready to greet him. So, what I want to know is, if there are about 24 stormtroopers in one squadron, So that's 24 per squad. And there were 58 squads of stormtroopers on the Death Star. I want to know how many stormtroopers there were altogether. So, I'll let you pause the video, and we will solve this when we get back. Okay, so if you already solved it, you know that means we have to do 58 times 24. So let me get some room here. And 58 times 24. Sounds like we need to break that number apart. So we will do 58 times 20. We will do 58 times 4. And we will add the two answers together. So 58 times 20 is like 58 times 2. We'll do 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. So we put our 0 back on there. That's 1,160. 58 times 4, 8 times 4 is 32. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 more is 23. So all we need to do is we need to add those numbers up. We'll stack them up over here. And we shall add. So 0 plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 3 is 9. 1 plus 2 is 3. And 1 plus nothing is nothing, or is 1. So, according to our problem, there were 1,392 stormtroopers. And somehow, Obi-Wan Kenobi was able to sneak around all those stormtroopers. Pretty crazy. The next question I have is a geometry question. Here we have two lightsabers, and I want to know whether those two lightsabers are representing parallel, perpendicular, or intersecting lines. So I'm going to let you pause the video and figure out which one you think it is. Okay, these lightsabers are actually representing intersecting lines. They are crossing, but they are not crossing in a very certain particular way. So I'm going to do my best to draw a couple little lightsaber blades here, and we'll have a nice red beam going across, or a blue beam, excuse me. And then next we'll have a red beam coming up this way. And if those were lightsaber beams, and those don't look really like lightsaber beams, let's fix it a little bit. And now let's make our blue one. If these were lightsaber beams and they were crossing, these would be perpendicular lightsabers, because they're crossing to make right angles. Now, if we had lightsaber beams, one blue one going through here, and one red one going through here, these, of course, would be parallel beams, because they are never going to touch. So we've got intersecting, perpendicular, and we've got parallel. And that, my friends, is all of the Star Wars math that I can come up with for today. If we had more time, we could measure the volume of the Death Star. That's more a 5th grade skill. We could figure out all sorts of different things. But I just wanted to show you that there is math everywhere in the world, even in Star Wars. And so what you need to do is just look for it and find the math that you can understand. And that will help you become a better mathematician and a better person. This has been Mr. Eason. Happy Star Wars Day, and may the 4th always be with you.